Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, a series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is the Blokees Transformers Unicron Planet. So last week we just had the head, this week we've got the planet mode. Now again it's a transparent one, picked up from the Pop Stop. I will leave a link below to the Pop Stop if it's still available. It was the last time I looked, so you should be able to pick it up if you want it. Now, this one was definitely the harder of the two to build. Now, like, Unicron's eyes were a bit difficult for the head, but everything else kind of went together fine. This one, it was a bit harder because like it has a bit of a gimmick thing. So like if you press in the main teeth there, the pincers move in a little bit. I would sort of advise not doing it straight onto that. So there isn't like a lot of movement, but it's, you get it. And because of that, trying to get into the box here. While I'm at it, just to point out, you do get another little card, so you're not cardless. The instructions for this slightly different to the other one, so that this one is more sort of straightforward, just instructions. But you see that sort of way that the first bit is done, because it's all like transparent. It's really difficult to figure out which way around things actually were. So, like, this little bit here that you have to put into it that allows that movement, it was really difficult to figure out which way it actually goes around because, like, the little nubs on it are not exactly clear as to what side they should be on. Anyway. It comes with the stand goes in the back. You do have to be aware that, like, this sort of, the circle panels other than the front one can sort of get pressed in again, so like they'll be inside the shell a bit. All of this is, like splittable, so you see, all of that. I was about to say, how do I know I've got this up the right way, but you don't. Like, there is no up and down. There's left and right. But yeah, so like trying to figure out how you put the spikes in can be kind of difficult. Doing the actual ring thing pretty easy. And you can sort of see the main, the main structure inside it. But yeah, like, it's probably a bit difficult to see, but you can see that there's a lot of like panel detailing and stuff. So I mean, this one you might like to do a bit of sort of panel lining if you want to get rid of the sort of transparency of it. Obviously there would have been like an original one of these that is actually coloured. The stand comes in like three parts really, but you click this top bit into this bit and then this bit into the bottom thing. Again, like the base can be connected to other ones of these bases with the teeth. Like I said, not entirely sure it was something that you were meant to do, and then you just slot in there. You can sort of do the mouth thing by just pressing the teeth there. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a very cool thing. Like obviously if you got was it like Bakugan, probably not like actual Bakugan, but like I would assume that most countries like ours have like cheap outlet stores sort of thing where they like import knockoff versions of things. Well, you can probably find a knockoff version of a Bakugan that would kind of look like Cybertron or another planet. I mean, you could use marbles and stuff and have them as things that Unicron can sort of come upon and eat if you were so inclined. I mean, like, you probably find like a solar system or something, you know, one of those spinning ones, and then attach a Unicron to that and make it look like it's going to eat the planets or something. You know, all around, I think it's a very cool thing. Like, the fact that it's transparent, I think, is great. Again, like, it sort of lends to the lighting thing, so, you know, like, you could have it look like it's a hologram or something, particularly if you're building, say, like a shockwave lab or, you know, whatever. It would be a very cool piece for that kind of thing, you know, to have in your dioramas with your figures, as if you were staring at like a hologram piece or something. And I mean, the connector back there, not that I'm entirely sure, but I would say that there are adapters in the, you know, from like Bandai's Gundam display, you know, display range. One of those that's transparent, you could probably use to help light it and stuff. And of course, like, some of the Bandai kits also had little lights and stuff, so you'd be able to, you know, make a little diorama thing that actually lights it up and illuminates it in a really good way, if that was something that you were interested in doing. So yeah, all around, I think it's a very, very cool piece. I mean, I think it was $15 New Zealand. I actually think it's really neat. Like, you know, it's one of the few display pieces I now have in my room because of its size and stuff. And yeah, like, it kind of reminds me of my Armada one, because, you know, if you look way back to my collection videos, you would know I had my Armada one at the top of my shelves that I had in that room. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of display space anymore, so it's really nice to have this, you know, much smaller one that I can sort of admire. And yeah, so this one doesn't come with the shuttle like the head did. It's just Unicron as a planet. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.